Hello everyone, this is Uzma and welcome back to our economics class. Today's topic is from unit number 9, that is effects of inflation. In the previous class we have discussed the same unit, a different question, that is types of inflation. The unit name is money, banking and inflation. From that we are discussing a topic called as inflation. So last class we have discussed various types of inflation. What were the 6 types of inflation? Creeping inflation, walking inflation, running inflation, hyperinflation, then demand pull and cost push inflation. These were the 6 types of inflation which we have studied earlier. And today's class is about effects of inflation, which is a 5 marks answer. So, how inflation is affecting on the society? So, we are going to learn it today. Like the effects of inflation are on production, then on distribution, then social and political impacts also. The effects are of inflation are on production, distribution, social and political impacts. Let us go with the first point, that is production. In the last class we have discussed creeping inflation. We read that it is the mildest form of inflation. Mildest means it is very slow process. That means prices will increase very slowly. So first thing here we are learning about production is mild inflation. So is it beneficial for us? This inflation is benefit for us or is it a loss for us? Then encourage production. Mild inflation will encourage production and it will increase the profit margin of entrepreneurs. Who are entrepreneurs? They are the persons who start their own business. They are the sole owner of the business. They are the one owner of the business. There are no other partners. For example, if I have started my company, Uzma Company Limited, then I am the entrepreneur of the company. So we have understood the meaning of entrepreneur. But how inflation is profitable? Because always inflation means rising in prices. Whenever prices rise, we think that it is a loss, but sometimes it is profitable also. But let us see for whom is it profitable. For example, we are selling commodities, okay, for 2 rupees. We are selling a commodity for 2 rupees and imagine that 100 customers have purchased our product of 2 rupees. So how much you have earned? 2 into 100 is equals to 200 you have earned. But what mild inflation is saying? It is saying that prices can rise slowly. So in place of 2 rupees, I am selling at 4 rupees. So the same commodity which I have sold yesterday, today I am selling at 4 rupees. Previously I was selling at 2 rupees, now I am selling at 4 rupees. Again same 100 customers have purchased my product. So how much did I earn today? 4 into 100 is equals to 400. How much extra did I earn? 200. Previously I have earned 200, now I have earned 400. So is it not profit for the entrepreneur? Yes. So it is a profit for the entrepreneurs. So people will be getting attracted from this, that we are getting profits. Whoever is getting profits, others will be getting attracted to that business and they will start the production. So is it encouraging the production? Yes. Mild inflation will encourage the production as well as it will increase the profit margin of the entrepreneurs. Let us go with the second point, hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is very harmful to the economy. We read yesterday that is more than 10% per annum. Rate of inflation here is more than 10% for annum. So how is it dangerous? How is it harmful for the economy? It will restrict the production. Okay, it will stop the production process. Whenever the prices are rising extremely, then people cannot afford buying the commodities. Even the producer cannot buy the raw materials at higher price. it cannot pay high wages to the laborer, it cannot invest more money on the machinery and more money on the infrastructure or the industry. So here the producer is not ready to pay higher prices. Even the seller and producer are not ready to sell their products. Then the customer will also not buy the products because they are at a higher rate. So no production process is going on. Producer is not selling, consumer is not purchasing. So is there any production here? No. So hyperinflation is restricting the production. It is stopping the production. Third point, whenever there is inflation, our savings become less. Is it right or not? For example, previously if you have 50 rupees, imagine a small example. Previously you had 50 rupees, from that 2 rupees you used to spend on so and so commodity, and 30 rupees will be left with you. And now after inflation, the same commodity which you used to purchase at 20 rupees, now it is at 40 rupees. So it is a daily need item and you need to purchase that. So you are having 50 rupees and you are buying a commodity of 40 rupees. How much money is left with you? Just 10 rupees. Previously for 20 rupees you used to save 30 rupees. But now because of inflation you are saving only 10 rupees. Previously you used to save 30 rupees, now you are able to save only 10 rupees. So because of inflation, the savings will become less. When savings are less, the capital formation will also be less. What is capital formation? I already said, the collection of wealth. When you have less savings, will you be wealthy person? No. So because of inflation, savings are less. That means capital formation is also less. When you don't have capital, then can you start any production process? Can you start your business? Can you start production in your factory? You cannot start anything. So inflation will indirectly affect the production. How? Because of inflation, savings are less. When savings are less, capital formation is less. When there is no capital formation, then there is no production. So first point we have read about production, that how inflation is affecting production. First thing is mild inflation, then hyperinflation, how it affects the savings of a person. Coming to the next side, that is distribution. Second point is distribution. So it will have an impact that is not uniform. The impact of inflation on distribution is not uniform on all the sections of people, because certain sections will be adversely affected from this and other sections will be gaining from this. What I said here is the inflation impacts will not be uniform on every section of people. Every section of people will have different effects. Like certain section will be adversely affected, will be affected very badly, and some other sections will be getting benefit from inflation. First point here is fixed income group. The persons who are having fixed income for per month, for example per month if a person is earning 30,000, then every month he will be having only 30,000. If at all the prices are increased, his income will not increase. I said whenever the prices increase, income will not increase. So can he buy the commodities? No. So it is affecting the fixed income people. So inflation is a disadvantage for the fixed income people. Second is working class. They may be workers or they may be daily wage workers. So they comes under unorganized sector. Unorganized sector, there is no guarantee of their job. Anytime they may lose their job. So they come under unorganized sector. Even their income will be fixed. Their income will not increase with an increase in prices. So when the prices are increased, can they buy the vegetables, can they buy their daily needs? They cannot buy because their income is also fixed. So it is dangerous for working class people also. It is harmful for fixed income people as well as for the working class also. Third point, consumers and entrepreneurs. Consumers will be losing because of inflation, whereas entrepreneur will be gaining. Now the question comes, how the consumer will be getting losses and how the entrepreneur will get the gains. For example, 10 rupees commodity, if I am selling at 20 rupees, okay, then I am the entrepreneur, 10 rupees commodity I am selling at 20 rupees. So extra 10 rupees is my profit. So it is a gain for the entrepreneur, whereas you are the customer, you are the consumer. You are buying a product of 10 rupees for 20 rupees. So 10 rupees is loss for you. So with the inflation, consumer will always lose, and whereas entrepreneurs will always gain from inflation. So two topics are completed, that is production and second is distribution. Third is social impact. What is the third point? Social impact. Economic inequalities will arise because of unequal opportunities in health, education and employment. There are various sections of people in this society like the poor, rich, middle class, etc. Because of inflation, the rich class will not be affected badly, whereas the poor and middle class will be affected. Because of higher prices, even if they are suffering from severe disease or fever, they cannot consult any hospital. So they cannot take care of their health because they are not having equal opportunities, they are not having enough money. Then coming to education, the people from the poor class or the middle class cannot enroll their students into schools because of the high prices. Then last is employment, people will not get employment at higher prices. So whenever there is inflation, it is causing a social impact. Social means related with health, education and employment. So it is creating unequal opportunities between the rich and the poor. Rich can afford all these things, whereas poor and middle class cannot afford. So it is creating social injustice here. So this is the point, social impact. Last final point is political impact. So because of inflation, it will create social and economic problems. These problems will be created for the middle class or the poor class or the backward class. So now what happens? The persons who are suffering from this, the sufferers will get frustrated. Whenever the inflation is for a longer period of time, they are not able to satisfy their needs, they are not able to have 3 times meal a day. So because of this reasons, the sufferers will get frustrated and they will come out with political movements. Political movements like they will be doing dharnas or protest by sitting on the roads, etc. Like they want justice. So what is happening? The sufferers are getting frustrated because of inflation, because of the unequal opportunities, because of inequalities. The sufferers are getting frustrated and they are taking out the political movements, protest, etc. And if the government will not take any action for their movements, the government, if it will not take any action for their protest and movements, then it will endanger the government stability. Means people will lose the faith on government, faith and belief on the government. Okay, so these are the 4 concepts, like how inflation is affecting on production, how the inflation is affecting on distribution and social and political impacts. This is the second topic from unit number 9, that is effects. First we have read types, this is effects, and in the next class we will see the measures of inflation. We have read that these are the all causes. Now this is a problem for us. How to give the solution to this inflation, we'll learn in the next class. See you in the next class with this measures of inflation. Till that, stay home, stay safe and keep practicing.